of Rise and Shine. Every day is a new day, creating 2020 vision, the show that is really all about supporting you and taking your empowerment and your vision for 2020 to the next level as you are ready as well. Okay. Going with the flow of it and then choosing that and saying, yes, I deserve my vision for 2020, and really getting clear on that and activating that and implementing that. So that's what we're doing here. And I'm excited to introduce today's guest, Daniel Olexa. Welcome, Daniel.
Hi, Kim. Great to be here.
I'm excited to have you here today because I know you know all about this stuff.
I know as much as I know, which is a little bit more than some people, but I can only say I know so much.
Well, for our replay viewers and audio-only listeners, I do want to go ahead and just share. Daniel Olexa is a soul connection coach, helping individuals who are struggling with feeling like they are accidents in life to embrace the miracle of their existence and connect to their true divine soul essence, unleashing the light of their purpose. You can learn more about Daniel and all his amazing services over at danielolexa.com/vision 2020. I know that's a special event you have, and I just want to quickly spell his last name. It's Daniel Olexa. Daniel Olexa. Daniel, tell us just a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
I've recently really become clear on my purpose. It's funny how I'll just kind of pull into this vision idea that the classic idea of clear vision is 2020 vision. And here we've come into this year of 2020 that just seems to be mired in confusion.
Yep.
Yet, strangely enough, clarity comes in these moments of pause. And what I've discovered this year is that I am here, and my purpose on the planet in this lifetime is to help people remember their connection to their soul purpose and who they really are. And that is the work that I do, is connect people, remove the challenges that we learn so that we can step back into full, joyful, divine purpose.
I love that. And I love that you mentioned the confusion around 2020, because the other phrase that comes to mind for me is hindsight is 2020, right? So here we are going through all this, and just think about all that clarity that if we don't have it now, we may have moving forward. And yet we can start to move in that direction, even if we're kind of noticing what's going on here, feeling.
That's the perfect time to stop. And I see so many people running forward right now, or running sideways, or running backwards. They're running in some direction. They have no idea where they're going because they've never set an intention. And they're sitting at this place of, I'm not comfortable here. I don't like the way things are. I just want to get out. And they're not choosing an intentional path. They're just choosing the path of least resistance, and it's not serving them.
And that can be something we so easily miss when it feels like there's chaos going on, and we might just think, oh, I have to react, right? Rather than remembering where our power is. I love that you said that. I want to give a quick hello and shout out to our live viewers. We have Sherry here, who clearly has already checked out your website, Daniel.
I will challenge Sherry into that will be an amazing retreat. Not that it would be. It is going to be fantastic.
It will be. And Sherry, thank you so much for chiming in and adding that amazing event that Daniel has coming up, all about going to Peru. And so let's see here. I want to go ahead and pop up on the screen. The question that this is all about is, what is your vision for the second half of 2020? Have you thought about that? Have you already set an intention around that? And if not, then this is your opportunity to begin to tune in and say, what would I really like to experience? What is my vision? What would I like to experience, create? It can be anything at all, from I simply desire to feel more love, feel more joy, feel more peace, or I'm tired of putting my dreams on the back burner and I'm ready now to claim them, to step into that, to take time to envision that. Even if I only can see this much right now, what doors does that unfold as I say that I'm ready and let the vision unfold? So we have lots of freebies for you. I know I've put those in the comments on Facebook. We'll put those wherever you're watching the replay as well. You can go to KimO'NeillCoaching.com/freebies and check out my free Wheel of Life PDF or other freebies. And Daniel, you also have some on your website. Would you like to tell everyone what they can get by going to yours?
I do. On my website currently, I have a 15-minute guided meditation designed to connect to peace and purpose and create a bubble of protection to keep negativity and outside things from entering into your field, which don't we all need that right now?
I've got my black tourmaline stone.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
I've got
yes.
my kyanite with titanium right here.
Okay, we can do whole stones. I got my red jasper for grounding.
Boom, pyrite horse.
Awesomeness. Yes,
This is
yes,
like that
yes.
Rene Russo and Mel Gibson scene in Lethal Weapon too. Like, I can one up you.
We could keep going, but we won't do that today. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Absolutely. And so for our empaths out there, anyone clairsentient, anyone just noticing what it is to be tuning more into their energy, tuning more into understanding what you are feeling in any given moment and noticing the nuances of how you feel in different environments.
And
That's a whole conversation.
it's incredibly important in this moment, particularly for those of us who are empaths, who are connected and feeling the shifts of what's going on. And we can talk about that spooky woo-woo level, or we can talk about it just on the grounded level of everybody has that intuition of like, there's something weird in the air right now. It is incredibly important to be very grounded at this moment to get stability. Get your roots deep so that you are not knocked off by these winds of change that are taking place. I think back to when I lived in Florida, and hurricanes would come through, and after a big hurricane would come through, there would be reporters out on scene where a big tree fell over, because it's news when a tree falls over. And this reporter, who would be maybe like 5'6", standing at the base of this immense tree that was a massive oak, like, let's say a 7 or 8 foot root circle diameter, saying, look at the diameter of this root circle, and it blew over. Well, yeah, great. It was 8 feet wide, but it was this deep because the water table's so high. That's not stability. Stability goes deep. Anchor yourself deep.
And allow yourself to take the time to distance yourself from anything you might need to distance so that you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that you said that. I know I saw you post something once about it was another quote about a tree. I don't know if you remember what I'm getting at. It was be like a tree.
Yeah, my calm has to be stronger than the storm, because the storm passes and the tree continues standing, and what falls off the tree during the storm is what it doesn't need anymore. It takes away the broken branches, it takes away the dead leaves, it takes away all the old growth that doesn't have purpose, so the tree can thrive.
I love that one. That's so good. And also what I get is the tree is flexible enough to be able to move with things, kind of bend, kind of like Neo in the Matrix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bend with things, but you're not uprooted by it. You can move in the flow with it. So
rigidity does not win the day. I mean, even think about here where we are in Southern California, and we just had a minor one this morning at 4:30. We had an earthquake. We build buildings differently here because of that,
yes.
and they're built with flexibility to withstand those forces and not crumble and break.
Okay, wonderful. So as we continue on with today's conversation, there's an opportunity for you to win a free virtual reality call with me to gain momentum on what your vision is for 2020. If you would like to be the recipient of that, let me know down in the comments, what is your vision for 2020? Even if you're just now coming up with it, if you're just now saying, you know what, I want this, I desire this, I see this, I don't know how it's going to happen, and I'm ready to speak it. I'm ready to feel it. I'm ready to create it. So if you would like to be the recipient of that, let me know down in the comments what your vision is for 2020. Let me know you're interested in the call, and I'll be announcing that after today's show, the winner. So Daniel, okay. So you have, I would like to get a little bit deeper into visualization before we talk specifically about your vision for 2020. I know for some people it's easy to visualize what they desire, and for other people it's not so easy. What are your thoughts? Because you have a hypnotherapy background, you're a hypnotherapist, and what are your thoughts about what helps someone to visualize what they desire?
The first thing is, it doesn't necessarily have to be a vision, because and there's the whole visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and how we respond to the world. So some people, and there's nothing wrong with this. This is not a judgment. It's just an observation. Some people don't picture things well, but they can sense or feel them better. or they can hear them better. So tune into what is that dream for you and how do you experience it? Maybe if you're a kinesthetic, you feel it as a joy and lightness in your body. And if you were going to make a vision board for that, what would be the images that correspond to the feeling? So tune into your space first of realization and then connect it to a picture maybe. What I find with a number of clients, particularly those who are coming in at the stuck point in life, like, I don't want to be here. And there's a lot of resistance of, I don't want to be here. I want to be up here. That there's sometimes a moment where they can't imagine out of the stuck. I'm trying to find my camera. They can't imagine out of the stuck. They know this place so well that anything around it doesn't seem to really connect. Start playing the opposite game. What is it about this place that feels so wrong? What are you experiencing that you don't enjoy? And then what's the opposite of that? If life was different, what would it be? If you feel stuck, what's the opposite of stuck? And that begins the process.
Well, and what I know about that is a lot of times we can say, well, I want something that's not that. And then that can even be kind of a sticking point too, right? Because you're so used to that you don't even know what the opposite of that would be like. What would be the words to describe the opposite of that? Any thoughts or tips around how to actually formulate that secondary piece?
Yeah, the first awareness, I'm glad you brought this up. Anytime you hear yourself saying, I don't want X, stop yourself right there, create a trigger that I don't want. Because as soon as you say, I don't want X, you are anchoring the X in your experience. And it's a natural place to be because we have that experience. So I don't want, we'll play with financial prosperity. I don't want to be in debt anymore. But what you are actually speaking is debt. Your subconscious mind doesn't hear the word not. Instead, what's the opposite of being in debt? It's going to vary for everybody. Some might say, I want financial abundance. I want to have a certain number of money in the bank and I'll feel a certain way about it. Anytime you are speaking the negative, reverse it immediately. It's like me. It's actually a rule of manifesting. The law of not reverse effect. I'm sorry. It'll come to me in a second.
Law of polarity.
Polarity. When you like, it's law of last experience. Last thing you hear is what your mind focuses on. That if it's like saying, don't think about a pink elephant. What happens?
Yeah.
What do you want to think about? So shift into that space. It doesn't have to be abundantly clear. Use that word again. It doesn't have to be crystal clear immediately. It can be the haziest fog of something other than that experience you don't want. And as you step into that fog and trust the process, the fog will begin to clear as you walk that journey.
So I love that we're talking about, to me, what's coming through is how this is also mindset related, right? And what we're speaking into existence. And this is why I say that like, there's overlap with all of this. Over the next 20 weeks, we're gonna be talking about vision, mindset, emotions, taking action, all of it, and there's overlap. So the thing that was coming up for me as you were saying that, and it's gonna come back to me. So while it's coming back to me, I do wanna actually point out that Daniel has a book titled Practical Manifesting: Overcoming Fear, Realize Truth, and Create the Life You Were Meant to Live. I have not read all of it, but I have begun it, and I'm so impressed. It's fun, it's exciting, and I have many books I'm reading right now. So this is one of them, and I just wanted to give a shout out for that.
Thank you. Yeah, when Iris and I wrote that book, Iris Turner, who is a shaman in British Columbia, she and I connected through universal events. We found each other and co-authored that book and one other. We're currently in the process of creating a membership site around the contents of that book. We wanted a really grounded experience for people coming into manifesting that was a response to the incompleteness of that other book that's out there whose title shall remain a secret, but I didn't say that.
I have no clue what book you're talking about. Yeah, it's some sort of secret. So
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. We won't tell. Okay, so we're moving right along in today's show, and I see a lot of love from our guests, our audience members today, saying hello to each other. You guys are awesome, sharing that love out there. Yes. Hello to Joanne and Betty, absolutely. And so I want to ask you, Daniel. Daniel, what is your vision for 2020?
My vision for 2020 is to continue my process of self-development. This is going to sound really weird to say, and it'll probably be taken out of context in a few years when I'm famous and world known. I am actually thankful. Well, I'll phrase it this way. It's less dangerous. I am thankful for the pause that COVID has created.
There's a gift in everything.
There is. We can see the downside or we can see the pause. And honestly, without this pause of mindfulness, I would just be scurrying about in my flurry of activity every day, distracted from the goal. And this has given a wonderful point for me to really reconnect to my purpose and unleash it.
So I love that. I love that. If everyone who's with us today, what is the gift that you are seeing through the pause of COVID? Let us know your thoughts, because there's so much that really can be a gift out of this time as well. So Daniel, you sent me a couple of images I do want to share, because we're talking all about vision, enhancing that vision. So first, when I asked Daniel, send me a picture that represents or reflects some portion of your vision. And he shared with me this first vision, this first image. And so I just want to share that to feel into that. For everybody who's with us today, what do you feel when you look at this picture? And Daniel, what do you feel when you look at this?
I feel the energy of a concert, and I imagine myself on stage fully owning my rock star presence. That's what this image was all about for me, was connecting to being fully and authentically in my power and helping all of those people be joyful, discover joy.
I love it. And you know what, Daniel, let me actually share, because I have here too. I asked Daniel, what is your vision? And he shared with me, he said his 2020 vision was to rise above the petty divisions of ego attachment. Remember who we are as divine, unlimited beings of light, and find the harmony in our individual wavelengths, allowing each to be who they are, because we are stronger together. Daniel is, and so as I'm asking him, how does he feel looking at this picture? And next is, want to enhance the vision that I just shared there too of Daniel's. We're talking about feelings, because the more you can feel into it, you're going to remember that feeling. It's going to be easier to connect to it and then connect other things to it as well and bring it into the present moment. So Daniel, do you want to elaborate on that vision?
Yeah, as we think about light, and again, this conversation is going to go a little bit more to a spiritual metaphor. Think about the visible spectrum of white, known as the white light spectrum. When that light goes through a prism, goes through a crystal, it refracts into 7 divisions of color: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Let's get them in order. And each one of those colors has a value within the spectrum of white light. Let's imagine that each of us born into this life, we vibrated a certain wavelength. Maybe my wavelength is red. Maybe yours is green, Kim. And I sit there and in my red wavelength, I'm like, the red people, they're really cool. I like them a lot. And the orange ones, yeah, some of them are really cool, but the ones that are a little bit toward yellow, I'm not so much sure about them. Green, you guys are weird. I can't get along. I can't quite get you. And that's the division that we get into on so many levels. But the reality is that without every one of those segments, I won't use the word division here, without every one of those segments of the light, it can't come back to a wholeness of the experience of white light. You can't have white light if you pull the red frequency out of it. You can't have white light if you pull the green frequency out of it. That's what we need to remember, that there is a wholeness of experience, not a division of experience. There are particular truths within each division, but the whole truth is across all divisions when they're unified and start to find the power and the commonality that brings us together.
That was awesome. I like how you explained that. I want to share here now. Daniel also shared with me his actual vision board. So Daniel, what else do you have on here, and how do you feel when you look at all of this together?
I just made this one last week, so it's really cool to be putting this out here. And this one is my spot of vulnerability, of really sharing that I am that good. It took me a long time to really own that I truly believe that I'm really good at what I do. I kind of knew I was,
yes,
but to own it and declare it, to put it out there and say, I am that good, and own it for myself and let that out. The other things I have on here, we've got that rock star energy in the background, a couple other concert pics to really build in. Down in the lower corner, that circle, the Vision 2020, is the logo I created for my Peru retreat, which one is in October. I'm going back in December, which will all be about unleashing light and removing the blocks that we've brought into this life. The character drawing over to the other side is my superhero character. It's actually, you'll see it over my shoulder here too. A few weeks ago, I was in a coaching intensive, and at the end of the intensive, the person running it said, if you were a superhero, what would your character name be? What would your powers be? And in that moment, it took like 5 seconds. Like, my name is Fresnel, like the lens on a lighthouse of intensifying light so it can be seen. And I'm a comic book geek. I drew up a logo, sent it to someone who's an artist for DC Comics, and his name is Richard Bonk, amazing artist. He drew it for me, drew the character, and that became my touchstone to remind me of the light that's in here and my superpower. Across, you'll see the same logo that is on the character's chest in that logo for the Fresnel Institute, Fresnel Institute.
Okay.
And this is the first time that I am declaring this anywhere. I signed the paperwork the other day that I am creating an organization called the Fresnel Institute, which will be dedicated to light work and soul connection and unleashing personal power.
Wow. That, like, mic drop. I love it.
Boom.
Okay, so that was awesome, Daniel. So first, I want to like seriously applaud you, celebrate you for claiming I am that good. Absolutely. I was just talking about this yesterday on some other interviews about sometimes that alone is the challenge, is being able to embrace and own your awesomeness, how good you are at at what you do, and all your gifts and talents. And so for those who are with us live or on the replay, let me know, are you ready to claim I am that good? Because you are also that good. If you are, type in the comments, claim it. I am that good.
A friend of mine put it out to me a slightly different way a few months ago, which was the crack in the door of me opening to this acceptance. And she said to me, if you don't believe your own stuff, who else is going to believe it? Like, oh my God, I got to own this.
I totally get that, Daniel. And here's what I want to say. If anyone's thinking, what? Like, I can't claim that. What? Like, you can't claim, I am that good. That doesn't sound right. If you're in any of that space, I first want to say it's okay. All emotions are information. And that's simply telling you that there's some misalignment, something that's you not being able to claim your amazing awesomeness. That's simply all it is. It's a limiting belief. And so this is an opportunity to say, you know what? What if I did claim that I am that good? You are enough. And so, Daniel, with that, we are getting towards the end of the show. And we still have a few more things I'd love to do. So I would love to invite you to do a 68-second process here for us, which is simply for 68 seconds, you taking time to kind of just like go on a little rampage and really step into your vision. And you feel free to either claim the one specifically on your vision board or the one that you stated just in general for all of us collectively, and speak it as if it's already happened. And just really what he'll be doing, and this is something you at home can also do, is he's gaining momentum on that. Your words they're powerful. And so that's one way you can start to generate momentum on your vision. So Daniel, would you be open to doing that?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to put a clock up, but it's also, you can feel free to go a little longer or whatever feels right for you. So when you're ready, go ahead and begin.
Okay. I am thankful for the opportunity to have connected into my authentic soul light, to have lifted the learned limitations and obstacles that I brought into this life that were positioned to help me remain authentic and learn the true strength of my power. I am thankful for the opportunity to create a place and work with individuals and groups to allow them to unleash their power and remember it. And I'm thankful for the opportunity, this is coming clear, this one's rolling in, to influence millions of lives and to create a tipping point in the world awareness, to separate away from division and create unity as we all move forward toward a more holistic, happy, joyful, truly connected in spirit experience of the world. I'm happy to be the center point of that and see all the wonderful things that it brings. I am happy for the challenges that will come and have come with it. And I stand strongly in my power, knowing that by unleashing this, I am doing my purpose that I am here from my Creator to achieve and help others to achieve theirs.
How did that feel as you were speaking that?
I'm tingling. That feels so.
Good. I'm glad. And so again, I just want to remind everyone, this is something you can do too. As you get into that moment, I noticed there was that moment for Daniel where he said, okay, this one's rolling in now. And like, I know that's what happens for me too. I start out and it's kind of like, okay, I'm just like speaking some words, and then you start to see more of it and feel more of it, and it comes in. And it's amazing. So, okay, Daniel, awesome job. Thank you for doing that with us.
Thank you, Kim.
Absolutely. And so as we're getting near the end, I want to remind everyone we do have freebies for everyone with us today. You can check out those in the comments down below. You also have an opportunity to gain momentum on your vision for 2020. Let us know down in the comments, or if you would like to, you can also send me a private message. Let me know what your vision is for 2020, and you can be the recipient of today's. There'll be one winner for the free virtual reality call to generate momentum on your vision. And I'm going to close out with two more pieces. We're going to pull an Abraham Hicks well-being card, and then we're going to have one more treat from Daniel.
I'm going to shift mine in the last minute. We're going to change that up, but we'll go. We'll keep going. Ooh.
Exciting.
It's all just in flow right now.
Awesome. Okay, so let's see what Abraham Hicks card wants to come out for us today. Whew, for everyone on today's... Oh, there we go. Okay, top one here.
Heard that one jump out.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. So we have here, it says, the law of attraction, the most powerful universal law, is my friend. And the back of it says, you create with your every thought. By the universal law of attraction, that which is like unto itself is drawn. You are attracting the essence of whatever you are giving your attention to, wanted or unwanted. And of course, this always is a representation of the conversation we just had. And so, excellent. So speaking about saying what you do want and not the opposite. So, okay, Daniel. So last but not least, the most fun part of today's conversation, I would love if you would close us out with an original Daniel Olexa song about vision or poem or anything of that sort. Would you?
Sure.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear me sing. I will say that. So we'll go with whatever stream of consciousness poem comes along.
Okay.
And I started with a quote I printed off this morning. Self-awareness doesn't stop you from making mistakes. It allows you to learn from them. And as you allow yourself to move into a place of learning, recognize that you are not stepping into anything. Stepping into is like chasing money. It's not outside of you. All you need is inside. You are unleashing it. Unleash yourself from the cage you've created, the cage you learned, the cage which no longer serves you. It protected you. It kept you safe. As you connect to your light, all the safety you need is in the light that's inside of you as your divine soul. As part of that light, nothing can harm you. Step out of the cage. The door's open.
That was beautiful. Thank you for that stream of consciousness, Daniel. Appreciate it. Well, that is our show for today. Daniel, tell everyone one more time where they can go to connect with you and learn more about your Peru trip.
Yeah, they can go to my website, www.danielolexa.com. And they can look at the Peru trip at danielolexa.com/vision2020, where we will be working on really solidifying that soul connection and unleashing purpose from deep within.
Awesome. It sounds amazing.
And enjoying Machu Picchu too.
I know. That's awesome. Okay. just the way you said that. Awesome. Okay. So Daniel, thank you so much for being today's guest. I absolutely loved our conversation today. And thank you to everyone who is with us, whether you are live or on the replay. Know that every day is a new day. You are that good. And I invite you to claim that. Exactly. I invite you to claim that. And we're going to be coming back again on Monday with another amazing guest for day 3 of Rise and Shine, Creating 2020 Vision. We're doing this all throughout, well, through December 10th. Through the rest of the bulk of 2020, all about supporting you in embracing your empowerment. And really, I'm not gonna use the word step into, but go within and claim it, as Daniel was talking about. Love, love, love that. So this is your opportunity as well. We're here for you. I will see you again next week. Have an amazing day. Continue to create your vision, be in that space, and know you're amazing. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I'll see you again soon. Bye.